This is our CS24 Data Structures class. We're continuing on with the fifth video, coding our chained hash table. And all we're going to code today is our extraction operator. So I'm going to grab our function prototype up here and copy that because I'm going to put this down here at the end and make this my function. So I'll put this where all the other functions are. And I don't need my scope resolution operator this time because it's a friend function, so it's not technically in the class, it's just kind of a friend to the class. All we have to do in this is do some output so we could see what our chained hash table actually looks like. It makes it so much more easy to understand when we do this. Alright, so I am going to, just like you do with an array, I'm going to iterate through my array. So I'm going to say I equals 0, I is less than, okay, so my chained hash table given to us is called T, and the private variable I want is capacity. So I do have to say T dot capacity because I am in the friend function. Then I'm going to do an I++. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use my output stream. My output stream is called out, and again I'm going to write out to it, but I'm going to do some formatting so you can kind of see what this looks like. I'm going to use my set width, which we haven't used since last semester, so I could space it out a little bit so you can see it a little easier. And I'm going to show the position in the list that it is, and then I'm going to do maybe a colon and a space. And then I'm going to list all of the values that are at that position. So that means I need a pointer. Auto cur equals. Now normally I'd say just my hash table, my array, but since I'm in the friend function I have to say T dot hash table of position I. And while current exists, I'm going to iterate through it and display all of those values. So out cur info. And then I'll put a space between each of them. If cur link, then out. Okay, so what I'm saying is so long as it's not the last item in the list, if cur.link exists, I'm also going to do a little arrow to show that there is another value coming. Okay, next I need to move my cur to the next value so I can display that. So cur equals cur of link, I called it, not next. There we go. So as soon as it goes through this entire loop, that will show just one segment of the position. So it'll start off at position 0. All of this is for position 0. This bracket right here ends the while. This bracket right here ends the for. And that means between those two, I need to do some sort of end line so you could see that hey, there's a next value on the next list. So I'm going to say out std end line. There it is. So that will display all of the information in our table. So this ends the for. This bracket right here ends the extraction operator. Between those, I need a return statement. I'm going to return my out so you can see it. Now, we're going to compile this and cross our fingers and hope it works. Yay. If you look at main, it's adding a lot of values. It's adding just 20 random values. I have the hash table at size 20, so it will show you where it's positioning each of these. If I run this and hit run, I don't think you can see it because it's coming up in a new window. Let's bring this window over so you can see it. So there's all my random values. I've got the value 0 added, then it added 61, 81, and 41. Those were all added to position 1, so it had to chain through. So these are this kind of what it looks like. There's it passed all of our tests, and there we have it. We have now a working chained hash table.